Hi, my name's Ava. I'm a future ER nurse here at Georgian Court University. I enjoy playing volleyball. My favorite book is Wonder, and something I really like about reading is hearing other people's stories.
Hello, my name is Joseph Cobman. I'm a future business owner at Georgian Court University. I enjoy playing baseball. My favorite book is The Great Gatsby, and one thing I like about reading is the messages that the books give you.
Hi, my name is Jackson Cooper. I major in business administration here at Georgian Court. I play baseball. My favorite book is The Hunger Games, and one thing I enjoy about hearing other people's stories is the different types of stories.
Hi, my name is Christian Chancellor. I'm a future business owner from Georgian Court University. I enjoy playing soccer. My favorite book is The Catcher in the Rye, and my favorite thing about reading is to be able to immerse yourself in the book and escape reality.
Hey guys, today we'll be reading Charlotte's Web Chapter 1. Reading to you is Jackson and Joe. We have Ava recording, and I'm Christian. I'm going to be asking questions.
Today we'll be reading Chapter 1, Before Breakfast. "Where's Papa going with that axe?" said Fern to his mother as they were sitting at the table for breakfast. "Out to the hog house," replied Mrs. Arble. "Some pigs were born last night." "I don't see why he needs an axe," continued Fern, who was only 8. "Well," said Mother, "one of the pigs is a runt. It's very small and weak. It will never amount to anything. So your father has decided to do away with it." "Do away with it?" shrieked Fern. "You mean kill it? Just because it's smaller than the others?" Mrs. Arble put a pitcher of cream on the table. "Don't yell, Fern," she said. "Your father is right. The pig would probably die anyway." Fern pushed a chair out of the way and ran outdoors. The grass was wet and the earth smelled like springtime. Fern's sneakers were sopping by the time she caught up with her father. "Please don't kill it," she sobbed. "It's unfair." Mr. Arble stopped walking. "Fern," he said gently, "you will have to learn to control yourself." "Control myself?" yelled Fern. "This is a matter of life and death, and you're talking about controlling myself?"
Tears ran down her cheeks, and she took hold of the axe and tried to pull it out of her father's hand. "Fern," said Mr. Arble, I know more about raising a litter of pigs than you do. A weakling makes trouble. Now run along." "But it's unfair," cried Fern. "The pig couldn't help being born small, could it? If I had been very small at birth, would you have killed me?" Mr. Abel smiled. "Certainly not," he said, looking down at his daughter with love. "But this is different. A little girl is one thing, a little runty pig is another." "I see no difference," replied Fern, still hanging on to the axe. "This is the most terrible case of injustice I have ever heard of." A queer look came over John Abel's face. He seemed almost ready to cry himself. "All right," he said, "you go back to the house and I'll bring the run when I come in. I'll let you start it on a bottle like a baby. Then you see what trouble a pig can be." When Mr. Rabel returned to the house half an hour later, he carried a carton under his arm. Fern was upstairs changing her sneakers. The kitchen table was set up for breakfast, and the room smelled like coffee, bacon, damp plaster, and wood smoke from the stove. "Put it on her chair," said Mrs. Rabel. Mr. Rabel set the carton down at Fern's place. Then he walked to the sink and washed his hands and dried them out on the roller towel.
Fern came slowly down the stairs. Her eyes were red from crying. As she approached her chair, the carton wobbled and there was a scratching noise. Fern looked at her father. Then she lifted the lid of the carton. There, inside, looking up at her, was a newborn pig. It was a white one. The morning light shone through its ears, turning them pink. "He's yours," said Mr. Arble, "saved from an untimely death, and may the good Lord forgive me for this foolishness." Fern couldn't take her eyes off the tiny pig. "Oh," she whispered. "Oh, look at him. He's absolutely perfect." She closed the carton carefully. First she kissed her father, and then she kissed her mother, and then she opened the lid again, lifted the pig out, and held it against her cheek. At this moment, her brother Avery came into the room. Avery was 10. He was heavily armed, an air rifle in one hand, a wooden dagger in the other. "What's that?" he demanded. "What's Fern got?" "She's got a guest for breakfast," said Mrs. Abel. "Wash your hands and face, Avery." "Let's see it," said Avery, setting his gun down. "You call it a miserable thing, a pig? That's That's a fine specimen of a pig. It's no bigger than a white rat.
Wash up and eat your breakfast, Avery, said his mother. The school bus will be along in half an hour. Can I have a pig too, Pop? Asked Avery. No, I only distribute pigs to early risers, said Mr. Abel. Fern was up at daylight trying to rid the world of injustice. As a result, she now has a pig. A small one, to be sure, but nevertheless a pig. It just shows what can happen if a person gets out of bed promptly. Let's eat. But Fern couldn't eat until her pig had a drink of milk. Mrs. Arable found a baby's nursing bottle and a rubber nipple. She poured warm milk into the bottle, fitted the nipple over the top, and handed it to Fern. Give him his breakfast, she said. A minute later, Fern was seated on the floor in the corner of the kitchen with her infant between her knees, teaching it to suck from the bottle. The pig, although tiny, had a good appetite and caught on quickly.
The school bus honked from the road. Run, commanded Mrs. Arble, taking the pig from Fern and slipping a donut into her hand. Avery grabbed his gun and another donut. The children ran out to the road and climbed into the bus. Fern took no notice of the others in the bus. She just sat and stared out of the window, thinking what a blissful world it was and how lucky she was in entire charge of a pig. By the time the bus reached school, Fern had named her pig, selecting the most beautiful name she could think of. Its name is Wilbert, she whispered to herself. She was thinking about the pig when the teacher said, Fern, what is the capital of Pennsylvania? Wilbert replied, Fern. Dreamily, the pupils giggled. Fern blushed.
Okay, after listening to the first chapter, I have some questions for you guys. What is the name of the girl in chapter 1? And this girl, what does she do to save the pig? And what does she name the pig? Bye.